Okay, the questions about the parabolas. So the question says, for each of the following parabolas, sketch the curve, find the coordinates of the vertex and the focus, and find the equation of the axis and the direction. So what are we having? We're having y squared equal to 16x, like that, right? Now, this equation, it just look like just the same as y squared, or the standard equation that we have from learning, which is what? Y squared equal to what? 4e then what? X, right? So if you see an equation that is just like this, tell me what the vertex is. The vertex, it is what? 0, 0. That's a vertex, right? Or the turning point, right? On this part. Then, after identifying what the vertex is, we need also to identify what the p is, right? So what you do is just say 4p x equates to this, which is what? Equal to 16x. We're just finding the value of p here, which is 4x there. This is 4x this side, and this and that we divide. Now, what is the value of p? Value of p in this situation is 4. That's the value of p in this situation. Then after finding the value of p, we can go to focus. So the focus is what? Check out, before you write the focus, let's first find what is the directrix. So what is the directrix in this situation? If you look, which one is not squared? Which one is not squared? Is x. So meaning that our directrix in this situation is moving in the what? In the x-axis. So it will be x equal to negative p, like that, equal to negative, what was p? It's 4. So meaning that the answer is negative what? 4. So in this situation, our directrix is x equal to what? Negative 4. That's our directrix. Then what else that you are remaining with? You are remaining with to find what we call the focus. So the focus in this situation, it will be in the x-axis, because our directrix, it is in the what? X-axis. Now, how do you find the focus? It's positive p, comma what? Comma 0. So what was p? P was 4, then comma what? Comma 0, like that, right? So this is your focus. Then the next part is to find what we call the equation of the what? The equation of the axis. So the equation of the axis, in short, equation of axis. So the equation of axis in this situation, how do we find that one? Check the one which is having the square. Which one is having the square? It's y. So it will be y equal to 0. Y equal to 0 because our vertex is what? It's 0. Now let's sketch, right, this graph. Let's sketch this graph. Do that. So let's sketch what is the vertex. Our vertex is here, which is 0, 0. That's our vertex. And then what is our directrix? Our directrix is showing this x equal to negative 4. So you plot where there is negative 4 there. You just put OK, you submit, right? So meaning that your x equal to negative 4, like that, right? Then what's your focus? Your focus is 4, 0. So meaning that 4, 0 is somewhere here, right? So that's your focus, 4, 0. Now, as we say that, or as we discussed earlier, we say that the parabola is supposed to what? To go the outside of what? Of the focus, right? So what is the focus here? The focus is 4, 0. So meaning that this focus is supposed to be inside the what? The parabola. So meaning that you draw the graph to come out from this side, to come here, then to pass at what? At your focus. So this is how your graph will look like, right? So this is how you draw your graph for this. Then let's go to another question. Another question is this, saying for each of the following parabolas, sketch the curve, find the coordinates of the vertex and the focus, and find the equation of the axis and the direction. So as I said, that the first thing that you do is you check out, right, is your parabola in the x-axis or in the y-axis. So in this part, it's showing that our directrix, our directrix here, it shows that it is in the what? Y-axis. So it will be equal to negative p. So we need to calculate this p. How do we calculate the p? Let's write the standard equation for this. Or the shorter way, you just say 4p equal to the coefficient of the letter that is not squared, to the coefficient of the letter that is not what? Squared. So here, the letter which is not squared is y, so it will be equal to what? Negative 9. So you find the value of p there. P equal to negative 9 over 4, like that. So meaning that your directrix in this situation is negative there, then negative 9 over 4, such that your directrix in this situation will be positive 9 over 4. So this is your directrix, right? Then the next thing that you need to do is to find what your focus is. Now, since our directrix it was in the what? X-axis or in the y-axis, meaning that even the focus will be in the y-axis. So to be 0, comma what? Comma p, like that. Then focus 0, what was your p? The p it was negative 9 over 4. So we don't get where there is a directrix is, no. We just get the p, the real value of p. That was what? Negative 9 over 4. So that is your focus. Then the next thing that you need to do is to find what we call the equation of the axis. So the equation of the axis in this situation will be, what is the one which is squared? The one which is squared is x squared. So to be x equal to 0. Why equal to 0? Because our vertex is 0, 0. Right? That's what our vertex is. So our vertex there is 0, 0. Now let's draw a graph. What is your vertex? It's 0, 0. That's your vertex, right? Then the next thing is draw your focus. What's your focus? Oh, okay, what's your focus? It's negative what? Negative 0, negative 9. So if you divide there, it will be 2.25, right? So meaning that it will be somewhere where this 2, right? So this is your focus, 0, 9 or 4. So that is your focus. This is your vertex. Then what is your directrix in that situation? The directrix in this situation, it is y equal to positive 9 over 4. So meaning that it is somewhere here, right? We're just estimating, it's not drawing. So we just estimate, right? Like that. Then another thing is where the parabola is. Remember that the parabola is supposed to go, or the focus is supposed to be inside the parabola. So meaning that your graph will come from this side where there's the focus to go. Then when it reaches where there's a vertex, it will turn like that. So this is how you answer that question. Then let's go to another question. Another question is saying, for each of the following parabola, sketch the curve, find the coordinates of the vertex, and find the vertex and focus, and find the equation of the axis and what? Directrix. So on this part, when you have been given the general equation like x squared minus 2x minus 12y plus 25 equal to 0. So in this situation, what do you really do? So this is your x squared minus 2x, then minus what? 12y plus 25 equal to what? 0. So the things that you do when you have this is what we call complete what? Square method. Now, the first thing that you do is you check out which one among these, the x or the y, is squared. You shall see that the one which is squared is x, right? So your x will remain to your left side. Then your y will go to the right side and the constant number. So meaning that you have y x squared minus 2x. Then this 12y, it will go this side, and this 25, it will go that side, that is 25, negative 25, right? From there, now what you do is copy the square, right? Which is x there, minus the half of 2. What's half of 2? It's 1. So you say squared equal to 12y minus 25. What was the half of 2? It was negative what? Negative 1. So you square like that. Then x minus 1 square equal to 12y. Then that is 25 plus 1. Then you have x minus 1 squared equal to 12y. Then what's the answer there? That is negative what? 24. From there, you say x minus 1 squared equal to, what's common is 12. So it will be y minus 2. So after finding this equation, which is x minus 1 squared equal to 12y minus 2, like that, right? You know what you do? The x-axis is this, right? And the y-axis is this. So this is your x minus 1 equal to 0. Then y minus 2 equal to 0, okay? Then your x equal to 1. Then your y equal to what? 2. Such that your center in this situation, it's 1, 2. So this is your center, right? This is your center. Now, from there, let's calculate what is our directrix. Right? Oh, sorry, this is your vertex, not your center. That's your vertex. That's your vertex. Now, from there now, we need to calculate what we call the what? The directrix. So the directrix in this situation, let's check out which one is squared. It's the x-axis is the one which is squared. The y-axis is not squared, right? So meaning that our directrix, it is in the what? Y-axis. So it will be y equal to, since there is a shift in the y-axis and we have a vertex which is 1, 2, meaning that it will be negative p here, then plus what? Plus what? Plus k. Why plus k? Because k, it is in the y-axis, right? From there now, what do you do the next thing? The next thing is we need to find the value of p, right? The value of k here we have already, which is what? Okay, in short, h is equal to 1, then the k equal to what? 2. H, it is in the x-axis and y-axis is what? K, right? Now, the next thing that we need to do is find what? The value of p. The question is, how do you find the value of p? Just say, for p, what is the coefficient? It was this, which is 12. So you say 12 there, over 4 over 4. So what is your P? So we don't consider y minus 2, we only consider the front number, which is 12. Right? When you divide 4 into 12, your answer is what? 3. So meaning that your P, it is what? 3. So you continue y equal to, what's your P? Then 3 there, you put negative that. What's your 2? Your 2, it was K, right? Which is 2. So y equal to negative 1. So your directrix in this situation is y equal to negative what? Negative 1. Then the next thing that you do here is to find what your focus is. So remember, since there was a shift in the x-axis by 1, in the y-axis by 2. So in this situation, and this is moving in the what? In the y-axis. So in this situation, it will be h, comma, then k plus p. Like that, right? That's your focus. Then, what's your h? It's 1, comma. What's your k? It's 2 plus. What's your p? Your p, it is 3. Such that your focus will be 1 plus, that is will be 5. Like that, right? And that is your focus. Now, what are the things that we require for us? It's the vertex, directrix, and the focus. And also what we call the equation of what? The equation of axis. Right? The equation of axis. So in this part, the equation of axis will be the one which is squared. It is x minus 1. So x minus 1 is the one which is squared. So it is x minus 1 is the one that is squared, right? Equal to 0. So meaning that your answer will be, equation of axis is x equal to negative 1. So that's how we find. Just like that, right? Now let's plot this thing, right? Let's plot these things. So here, what is the vertex? The vertex is 1, 2. Then what is your directrix? What is your directrix in this situation? Your directrix is what? Y equal to negative 1. Then what is your focus? What is your focus? It's 1, 5. Then what else? Equation of axis. So the equation of axis is x equal to 1. Just like that. Now let's plot. Let's plot what we have. So on the plotting, right? What was your vertex? Your vertex, it was 1, 2. So 1, 2, we put it to be here. That is your V. Then what is your directrix? Your directrix is showing it's y equal to negative 1. So you go to the point where there is negative y in the y-axis. So this is your directrix. So this is y equal to negative what? 1. Right? Then what is your focus? Your focus is telling us it's what? It's 1, 5. So let's just put like somewhere here, right? That's your focus is. Now, what your drawing will go? The drawing will move like this. Move where is the focus there, right? That's where to move and to go like that. Point up. Why it has pointed up? It's because P is greater than what? greater than 0. Again, make sure the most hint is the focus. The focus is supposed to be inside the what? Inside the parabola, right? The focus, it must not be outside any graph. So that is the main hint. Okay, let's look at another question here, which is this one: y squared plus 4y plus 20x plus 4 equal to 0. So this question, y squared plus 4y plus 20x plus 4. Now check out which one is squared. It's y. So meaning that it's y and x is not squared. So meaning that everything which is about x, which is not squared, it will go to your right side and that constant number, right? So what you remain this side is y squared plus 4y then equal to negative 20x negative what? 4, like that, right? So that is the thing that you are remaining there. Complete the square method, which is y half of 4 is 2 squared equal to negative 20x minus 4 plus the half of 4 positive 4 is equals 2, then you square it like that. That is y plus 2 square equal to negative 20x, then 4 there plus 4. Then your answer to be y plus 2 squared equal to, so that is 20 and plus 0, 20x, sorry, that's 20x, that's 20x, that's 20x plus 0, such that you have y plus 2 squared equal to negative 20x, like that. Now let's find the vertex in this situation. Our vertex in this situation here in the x-axis is what? It's 0, because we don't have anything this side, so it's 0. How about in the y-axis? Y plus 2 equal to 0, meaning that y equal to what? Negative 2. So meaning that in the y-axis negative 2, like that, right? After doing that, then we have the h, which is 0. What's the k? K is negative 2, like that, right? You have the h, which is 0, and k is what? Negative 2. So from there now, what you do next is this. You have to find the what? The p, right? So you say 4p equal to, what was the coefficient this side, which is negative what? 20. So negative 20 was here. And you divide everything by 4. Then 4 into that is negative 5. So our p is negative 5, right? After finding the p, which is negative what? Negative 5, what you do next is this, right? Is this. Let's find what we call the focus. And the focus will be what? It will be in the x-axis. So y-axis here is showing that it is in the what? X-axis. Why? X is not squared, but y is squared. So meaning that it's in the what? X-axis. So to be, that is positive p plus h, then comma k. So let's find the answer there, which is what was p? It was negative what? Negative 5. What was h? It was 0. Then what was k? Negative 2. Such that your focus in this situation is negative 5, comma, negative 2. So this is your focus. After finding the focus, we can also find we can also find the equation of the axis. Is it okay? The equation of the axis in this situation would what? The equation of the axis, actually just the axis here, right? Which one is squared? It's y. So to be y plus all of those are squared, so the y equal to -2. So that's your equation of what? Axis, right? We have the vertex, we have the focus, and we have also to calculate the directrix. So the directrix will be moving in the what? In the x-axis, right? So to be x equal to what? -p plus what? Plus h, like that, right? X equal to what was the p? It was -5, so you say -5 there, right? Then plus what was your h? Your h was 0, so meaning that it will be x equal to +5. So we have everything that we require for us to come up with what? With a graph, right? Now let's draw the graph. Let's see how the graph will move. Like, so on our graph, what was the vertex? The vertex was 0, -2. What was the directrix? The directrix was +5. The focus was -5, -2, right? That's -5, -2. So let's plot what we're having, right? Now let's plot this. What is your vertex? Your vertex is 0, so it will be 0 here, negative what? -2. So your vertex, in short, it is 0, -2. That's your vertex. How about your focus? Your focus is -5. So let's say, imagine this is -5, -2, which is here. So your focus here and your vertex is here. -5, -2. Then what's your directrix? Your directrix is x equal to 5. So meaning that this is the point where x is equal to what? 5. So the directrix is x equal to 5, right? Then this is your vertex, or this is your focus. So meaning the graph will come from where the focus is, will move and will pass through the what? Pass through the vertex. So it will move like this. So this is how your graph will move like, right? So let's also do these ones now. Now you have been given the statement, then you have to get that statement. You have to put it now in what? Into the equations, right? You have been given the statement and you have to put them in what? In the equations, right? Now, first thing that you need to do here is that I said that the vertex, it tells us how the equation will be. But when we talk about the focus and the directrix, it will tell us whether the equation will move in the x-axis or the equation will move in the y-axis. Now, in this situation, you are having this, right? This is 0, 0. We have already an idea how the equation will be like, right? Whether the equation will be like this, or whether the equation will be like this. So this is why, whether the equation will be like this, right? So this, like this, right? We have an idea, but now let's look at the focus. So the focus, it has told us already that the equation is moving in the y-axis. So between this one and this one, which one among the two is moving in the y-axis? The one that is moving in the y-axis is this one, because it is not what? Squared. So the equation for this part, it's supposed to be x squared equal to 4b then y, like that. So that is the what? The equation, right? But the question is, we need to know, or we need to find the value of p, right? So how do we find the value of p? In focus, remember, if it is in the y-axis, it is 0, p, like that, right? So meaning that p is equal to what? 4, right? So in this situation, our p is 4, such that your equation equal to 4 there, right? What is p? It's 4. Y? Then your standard equation will be 16y. This is your answer, right? This is how you answer that question. Then let's go to the other question. They are saying find the equation of the parabola given that the vertex is 0, 0. Again, the directrix is negative what? Negative 5. So here we have already been given our directrix is showing that it is in the what? X-axis, right? Since our equation it is in the x-axis, we have already the idea, right? Now the question is, how do we find the directrix? The directrix, we find the directrix if we have the vertex 0, 0, it's what? Negative what? If we don't add anything, right? Then x equal to negative. What was your p in this situation, right? This is how we find your directrix, right? X equal to negative p, like that, right? So what you do is you get that negative 5, you put where there is x equal to negative p, you find the value of 1. What's the answer to be positive what? 5. So positive 5, that's the p, right? So we have positive 5, which is the what? The p. Then what else are we supposed to find after finding the p? We have already known that the equation is moving in the what? In the x-axis, because the directrix is showing that it's what? X, right? So meaning that your equation will start with y equal to 4p, then what? Then x, like that, right? From there now, what was your y? What was your y? What was your p? Your p was y squared equal to 4, that side, right? What is your p? In that situation, we have calculated already that our p here is what? Our p is 5, so it will be 5 there, right? Then x. Then y squared equal to, what's the answer there? It is 20x, like that, right? So this is your what? This is your what? The equation y squared equal to 20x. That's the equation, just simple like that. Then let's go to the other equation that says find the equation of the parabola given that you have the vertex which is 1, 4 and negative 2, 4, like that, right? In this situation where you're having something like that, our vertex is 1, 4. So this means that h, k, right? That's a vertex. So h is equal to 1, then k equal to 4, right? You check out the vertex and the focus. The vertex and the what? Focus. When you check out these two, you find that the one which is common, it is in the y-axis, which is 4. 4, it is common, which is in the y-axis, right? So if 4 is the same in the y-axis, that is your hint that the equation is moving in the x-axis. Because why is the equation is moving in the x-axis? Because in the x-axis there is a change, but in the y-axis there is no change. So that is your hint that the equation is moving in the what? In the y-axis, right? From there now, what do you do next? The next thing that you do is this, right? Since we have known that the equation it is moving in the what? The equation is moving in the what? In the x-axis, right? From there now, from the things that we have learned, right? The vertex is not 0, 0, right? Meaning that how do we find the focus if the vertex is not 0, 0? How do we find the focus? We find the focus like this, right? Which is in the x-axis where it's the one that is having the change, right? So it will be h plus p, then comma what? K, like that, right? So what you do here, you get this one, you equate. So h plus p equal to negative what? 2, then k equal to positive 4. Now, what was your h? Your h this side, it was showing that h is what? 1 plus p equal to negative 2, then p equal to negative 2, then plus 1, such that p equal to negative 1. So that's your p, right? Oh, no, 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 no. It's supposed to be, this is supposed to be negative. Sorry for that, that's negative. Because this one goes the other side, it will be negative, so it will be negative 2 minus 3. So which is your p to be what? Negative 3. After finding the p, that your p is negative 3, then what you do next, you write the standard equation of the vertex, which is h comma k. So what's your standard equation? Remember where it is moving. It's moving in the what? X-axis. So it's supposed to start with what? Y, like that, right? Minus what? K square equal to 4p. Then this side is x minus what? H. Such that you have y. What's k? What's k? It's 4. Equal to 4 there. What's p? Negative 3. Then what's x? Or what's h minus 1, right? And your answer is this. That is negative what? 12. X plus 1. So this is your standard equation that we have on the parabola. Clear on that part? So that is the standard equation that we have on the parabola. Now let's go to the second question. So the second question is this part. You have been given the what? The focus, which is 2 and 3, then y equal to negative 1, like that, right? What is the focus? The focus is 2, 3. So that is your hint that the vertex in this situation, it is h, k. If we had something like 0, 3 or 2, 0, know that the vertex is 0, 0. But in this situation, you're having the focus, which is 2, 3. There's nothing about 0 there. So meaning that your vertex in this situation is h, what? K, like that, right? So the question is, how do you find these numbers or the focus when you have the vertex, which is h, k, right? Then before you start writing the formulas, check out, is it moving in the x-axis or y-axis? What is our Directrix saying, or what is our Directrix telling us? The Directrix is telling us that it's y equal to negative what? 1. So meaning that there's a shift in the what? In the y-axis. So meaning that it will be h, k plus what? P, like that, right? How do we find the Directrix if we're moving? it will be what? It will be negative p plus what? Plus k, like that, right? So what you do, let's equate. This is the focus, so that is 2, 3. Your h is what? 2. Then your k plus p is 3, like that. How about the directrix? The directrix is negative p plus k. It's give us what? Negative 1. So you have equation 1 and equation what? 2. So we have these two. Let's find the answer from these two. So we have k plus p equal to 3. Then we have k minus p equal to what? Negative 1. So in this part we go direct. Why we go direct in this part? Because p, it can be what? Eliminated. So what you do, you just add this side. K plus k is your k, 2k, then that's 0, right? Then 3 plus negative 1, what's your answer? Is 2. So to get 2. What's your k in this situation? Your k in this situation is 1, right? After finding your k in this situation, which is your what? 1, then you can find the value of what? Of p, which is k plus p equal to 3. So what's your k? It's 1 plus p equal to 3. That's that p equal to 3 minus 1. So your p is 2, like that, right? After that, we have everything. What's your vertex? Your vertex is what's your h? What's your h? It's 2. Then what's your k? Your k is 1. Then what else that we need? What else? P. What's your p? Your p is 2. So what is the standard equation of the equation that is moving in the y-axis, right? Standard equation of the equation that is moving in the y-axis, we start with the x minus h squared equal to 4p, then y minus k, like that, right? X, what is h? Your h is negative 2 squared, like that, right? Then what's your p? Is 2. What's your y? What's your k? The k is 1. So your answer will be x minus 2 squared equal to, what's the answer there? That is 8. Then y minus 1. This is your standard equation, just like that, right? That's how we find that part. Then let's go to the last question in the parabolas. So the last question, you have been given the vertex, which is 0, 0, and the axis. Here they have given you the what? The axis is y equal to what? To 0, right? And it's passing through what? 4, 5. That's where it's passing. So if it's passing that, which is 4, 5, what exact thing that are you supposed to do in this situation? So here our axis has shown us that is y equal to 0, right? So meaning that it has shown us, which is it, we have to start with y squared equal to 4p and x. This is what it means, because our axis is y. So if our axis was x, we could have started with x squared, right? Since our axis here is y equal to 0, meaning that you have to start with the y squared equal to 4px. Then it is passing through at what points? Which is 4, 5. So what is in the y-axis is 5. You say squared there. And for what are we doing that? We want to find the value of p. Then in the x is 4. Then that is 25 equal to 16p over 16 over 16. And you divide there. That what is your p? Your p is 25 over 16. Now, we're not looking for p, but we're looking for the equation. So you say y squared equal to 4px. Then what's your p, or the gradient? It's 25 over 16. Then x. So your answer there to be y. Then 4 into 16, what's your answer? That is 25 over 4x. This is your answer for that. So we have come to the end of the parabolas. Then the next video we'll be talking about the ellipse. So be ready with the ellipse, the part 3 of the analytical geometry.